Hey guys, welcome to the Palm Sunday edition of this 164 custom diecast video. My name is Doug Mount, your host. Hope you guys are having a good day. It's early on Sunday morning before I get cleaned up to go to church today. Looking forward to worshiping this Palm Sunday. And of course, later today, it's going to be exciting if it'll stop raining in Bristol for the dirt race. And so that'll be kind of cool to see the dirt race. And I don't know if you guys watch races and think about this, but I'm looking at the races and I'm like, wow, that's a cool paint scheme. This is a cool paint scheme. That would be, and how difficult would this paint scheme be, and would this one be popular, and that. And we were talking in the last video about I was showing the glitter confetti that I bought, and Mr. James came through. I had no clue. I guess here I am thinking that I know Mr. Pato's website, left and right, backward, forward. But I guess there's a couple confetti schemes on pattosplace.com that I had not seen before, and that to me kind of answers the mail with regard to confetti. And I'm kind of looking at this race today, this Bristol race, and I'm thinking, how would I? And we'll just see what the cars look like at the end of the race, right? I'm sure they're going to be covered with mud all over the windshield, all over the front grille, and whoever wins the race, getting a race version or raced version. I don't know if there's a D on there or not, but getting a race version victory car. I don't know if they do confetti at Bristol, but that would be really, really interesting. How to do the car with mud all over it. I would probably use some kind of brown paint, try to match it up, and try to splatter it on the car. I can only imagine that there's going to be some designs on pattosplace.com that have the dirt on it. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting, but definitely looking forward to the race today. Hope they can get it in, and that should be kind of fun. So, as you can see, I am working this 2014 Ryan Blaney Western Star trucks. I decaled this thing yesterday, and I'm going to do another one. I don't know if I'll do it today. It'll probably be tomorrow, actually. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not that great with my timing of communicating, whether by phone or by email. I don't always get back as quickly as I can. I have this problem with social media and with just email and phone communication. I don't want to be tied to it 24/7, okay? So sometimes I'll go a day, maybe 2 days, without even looking at my email or looking at my phone messages, just because I want to divorce myself from it, at least temporarily, right? And just live life. You know what I mean? Just live life, and get things done, and just kind of get a break from that stuff. Anyways, I say that because on Sundays, I really don't do a whole lot with the hobby. Sometimes, like this morning, I'll work on it a little bit. I'm doing this video, and then I'll get cleaned up. We'll go to church, maybe go out for lunch. We'll see at a restaurant. Come back, kick back and relax. Watch the race on Sunday afternoon, and then just spend time with my family, and just interact with my wife and my daughters, and not really, work on the hobby, not really look at my email or my phone, and just try to, maybe like I used to 15-20 years ago, where we didn't have that stuff, right at our beck and call. So anyways, if you try to reach me and you're wondering why it's taken me a few days to respond, that may be the reason why. So anyways, working this car, got to the point where I'm going to get some coats of clear sealer on it today or tomorrow. It's relatively straightforward. There are decals that come with the spoiler, but I don't like to use them. It's a pretty thick spoiler on these Xfinity nationwide cars, so I just went ahead and painted it red, and it closely matches the red here, not 100%, but it's pretty good. But yeah, this is a pretty straightforward decal set to do. It is a little challenging here. You just need to, I usually like to do the back before I do these sides. And so you put the back on and you realize this side decal, it touches back here, but it doesn't reach all the way to the front. So you just have that decision to make, right? And you want to line it up with the back. That's what I do, and just leave a little gap here. It is what it is. The hardest piece to decal is this front nose on these Mustangs. They're probably the hardest of pretty much any diecast body that I work. I cut the headlight off, the 12 Mustang, that's a separate one. These little side lights are also cut off separately. And then this bottom piece where the red and this grill are kind of together, I keep that as one. And stretch that across the nose. Try to get it to where the Sunoco here is on the flat surface and not on the curved surface. It's a little curved there. But anyways, trying to get that, if I can get it to focus, trying to get that to be as straight as possible across that front, where the grill lines up with the body, the Mustang's centered, and then the headlights are centered too. So yeah, pretty happy with it. I think is about as best as I can do with this particular decal set, and I'm gonna do another one. So these are pretty popular. Ryan Blaney stuff is popular. I don't know what else to tell you. It is. I did paint these cars here, and also did this one, but this is gloss, so I don't have to worry about that too much. I can go straight to decaling there. But before I decal this car, this has the flat finish on it. I'm going to put coats of clear sealer on it, and the reason I do that is just because it hides the decal backing a lot better than if I put it straight over the flat surface. The decals inevitably have, you're going to have areas where you're laying a clear decal over top of the car. If you, just lesson learned, you put it over a flat surface, it shows up that much worse, I should say, than if you put it over a car that has a glossy finish. Glossy finish hides those little transition areas and stuff like that. So, like for example, on this car, this side decal here, I'll probably, and this is what I did on the other one, this discount tire here, the 12, and these sponsors here, I'll probably keep this all as one piece. So when you put it on the car, you've got this area here that is all, there's no coloring there, there's no decal there, it's just the paper itself. And if I put it over the flat, it would really be prominent. You'd really be able to see that, and it wouldn't look as nice as the area around it once you clear coat it. But if you put it over the glossy surface, it's going to hide this area much better, and it will be really hard to tell that it's even there. And case in point is this car, right? It's hard to see that this is a clear decal here, where here it's not. So I don't know if you guys can see that. But it's hard to see. It's hard to see the transition here. So that's what I do. Some people have asked, hey, I thought you seal after you do the decals. Well, yes, I do. But sometimes when I'm working with this flat paint, I will need to put some clear sealer on it before I decal. So I was also toying around. I'm trying to think, when was it? Was it yesterday or was it Friday? I was toying around with trying a YouTube live. Some people have asked this in the past, if I could do a live session where you guys could, put some questions in the chat and I could answer them. We could have like a nice little dialogue over the chat. So I'm thinking about doing that, trying that here this Thursday night. So what's Thursday? Thursday is April 1st. No, I'm not trying to joke you guys. It is actually something that I've been thinking about doing. I was messing with it. Did it for a couple minutes the other day. Deleted the video. Seeing how I could set up my laptop to do that YouTube live, because I don't have YouTube on my phone. So yeah, would that be of interest to you guys? I'm thinking it would be. Trying to look at a convenient time that would work for my schedule. So thinking like East Coast here, 7:30, 8 o'clock is probably a good time, after dinner, and that might work. Try for like a half an hour, 45 minutes at the most. See who connects, see who joins, and go from there. We'll talk NASCAR, we'll talk diecast, whatever you want to talk about, really. I'm open. I have 3 main passions. NASCAR, diecast. That's obviously what I do. I try to be as diligent as I can on maintenance of my actual vehicles that I have. So I know my vehicles pretty well. Big fan of the Scotty Kilmer show. If you like Scotty Kilmer, he's that mechanic for 50 some years. I watch his videos regularly because I like to stay up to speed on stuff with regard to maintenance. And of course, the Bible. I like to read the Bible. I like to talk about it. I think it's the best thing that has ever been written. And excited for any conversations that we can have. Open it up to whatever you guys want to ask and talk about. So looking at doing that on Thursday, April 1st for the first time, and then we'll kind of go from there. See how frequent or infrequent we want to do that. We can also obviously talk about NASCAR. We'll see how this Bristol race goes today, and we can talk about that as well. So yeah, I think it'd be fun. It's always fun connecting with people. I've only met a few of you, but it's always fun connecting with new people and in a way that is it's not really that difficult to do. And jumping on YouTube and typing some words into a chat, it's kind of fun, And those of us that have a passion for these things, whether we're collectors or makers, but people that love NASCAR paint schemes and all that. So yeah. So this yellow Krylon fluorescent paint, as you can see, comes out very flat, and so I'll probably put 2 coats of the clear sealer on it before I decal this thing. Just because it is such a dull finish. Yeah. I don't know if you can see, I was messing around with this earlier. Fuzzy there or something. And put on the windshield wiper. So you see that wiper there? It's a staple that I painted black, trimmed to size. I put a little glue right here at the bottom. And there's a little space here at the top because I haven't put the windshield banner on yet. So I can slide that windshield banner underneath. And if I had to pop this up and remove it, I could. But there's a little bit of glue here at the bottom to hold it in place. And yeah, because I think Ryan drove this at the Roval. And so, yeah. You saw there's a little smudge here. I'm not really sure what that was, but one of the ways I get smudges off is I'll use the clear sealer as I'm doing right now. It's a little wet, right? And I just kind of, I have no idea what that was. I thought it maybe been some black paint that I just touched, unfortunately, in that area. But I don't know what it is. It's coming off, though. Sometimes I'll have a snack or something. If I get it on my fingers, it can end up on the car. So yeah, so you got to be careful when you're messing around with this. And yeah, so I saw something there on that window. So yeah, so that's that. What else do I have going on? So I've got a couple Landon Castle 09 Thank a Teacher cars to do. One is a request, one is just an example. What's interesting about this car is the front of it is red. The roof and the back side of it is black. So I haven't really thought a whole lot about it just yet, but I'll have to figure out how best to do that. Typically what I've done, I had this question I think this past week, is I'll paint the car red and then I will paint the roof and the rear of it black using my paint pen. It's not the best, but I really haven't had great success taping things off and painting them. Sometimes I do that. But if it's black, I've found it easier to just use a paint pen. So anyways, there's a couple different methods to do that. So yeah, so that's for Mr. ADCH. And then Mr. DF, north of the border, I've got your 2 Kenseth Fastenals, one being the Fusion and one being the Mustang, from a nationwide race. So those will be, as I'm looking at this. Huh. It's interesting. The decal sheet doesn't have the nationwide banner on it. Just notice that. I'll have to look and see. I mean, I've got some laying around, but I'll have to look and see. And this 2012 Fastenal. Yeah, this was before they started using the windshield banners where they had the driver's name on it. I think they started that in 2013. And so yeah, it was just a regular windshield. And the names of the driver was just right there on the signatures above the doors. So, all right, and then I'm working this Trump 2020. Just been a disaster, to be honest with you, trying to use that metallic spray paint. I put the first coat on it, and then I let it dry. It says to recoat within minutes, but inevitably when I go to put the second coat on, I get it too thick, and it starts to have like a little bubble and discoloration on it. So actually I'm back to my fourth time. That's what's dipping there, or sitting there on the hook. This is my fourth time of going back and stripping it down again and starting over. So I think this is my last chance. If I don't get it right, I'm just going to move on from that paint. And what I'm talking about is this. This is the metallic finish I'm trying. If I can grab this here. So this is the bottom of the car, the plastic. And I just painted straight over the plastic, and you can see it turned out great. I mean, there's no blistering. It adhered really nice to that. And yeah, I mean, I think I just did one coat over top of that thing. And so yeah, so for whatever reason, that's nice. I painted the rims silver, or this metallic color, no problem. But for whatever reason, I've tried multiple different primers. I've used the liquid metal polish to polish the car up nice, and then put this on. Got it too thick. I tried regular primer. This is the professional primer that I tried, and that hasn't been working out very well. And so, and this is a little bit of an older paint, right? It's got that older style tip nozzle on it, not the more modern style. But it sprays nice and smooth. It does come out a little heavy, but at the end of the day, I don't know, I can't get it right. Inevitably, there's a little area here or there that's not right, and so, I don't know, I'll try it one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'm either going to do this metallic finish, which, you know, has that same spray nozzle, but this seems to work out pretty well. It's very glittery. So I've used this before. I don't know, it's not my favorite, to be honest with you, as a finish. If that doesn't work, actually, I may not use it. I may just go to my regular silver paint, my tester spray enamel. This stuff is just solid. It says gloss metallic silver, but this is a really tried and true silver paint that I use that I really like. But yeah. So, anyways, that's a little bit on the trials and tribulations of my silver trump car. Maybe he just doesn't like to be silver. Doesn't like to finish in second place. He likes gold. And then another thing that I'm going to do, I'm probably not going to do it today, but I've got this 2014 Danica Patrick GoDaddy car. I was looking at this. I had the green removed, so this is probably going to be a subline green that I'll use for this. In the past, I had the orange removed, but for some reason I chose to remove the green this time. And the reason I would like to use or have the orange removed is because of the roof here, because that decal comes up a little bit short here on there, just a little short. So what I'll do is I'll paint the car green, and I'll paint this back part of this roof here black, so that when you put this on, I'll push this more towards the front, and it'll look as best as I can make it. So I'm going to do two of them. Mr. GV requested a Spin Master car, so I'll do it as a Spin Master car, and And yeah, so interesting on these Spin Masters, they come apart here, and this lower valence is part of this car. And so I painted that all white. The bottom part of this car is white. As you can see here, it's white across here. So I'll just cut that off when I put this on the front here, and it'll just be this heavy pink color. And hopefully that'll work out nicely. We shall see. We shall see how that turns out. Painting the interiors of these things is always a little fun. These things it's just weird, right? If you've ever messed with these. But this is all one piece here. And so I use the flat black paint pen to paint these areas. And I got to paint the shifter yet. A little bit of red here, over there. A little gray on the little batteries here, or whatever they are. So, yeah, interesting how to do that. And then this is just all one piece here. So, yeah. Okay, for the last couple minutes of this video, I just wanted to say a word about a pattosplace. And I probably have, I have a lot to say about that. There's been some discussion recently and in the past about Patto's decals and him maybe stealing designs. One guy, I think Mr. Funk, was saying that he's had some friends that had developed some really cool designs, and then they end up on Patto's website for sale. So that doesn't make anybody very happy when they see their work being lifted and used for profit. I fully understand that happens, and as best as I can, I'm going to stick to the main decals that he offers. But I will say, there's a lot of different things that happen in life that would cause people to boycott a particular company or place, whatever. I'll tell a quick story if I can here in the last minute. I had a Oldsmobile in the past vehicle, and I took it into the Oldsmobile dealer because there was a recall on the seatbelts. And so as they were doing it, the recall on the seatbelts was free. The seatbelts themselves was free, but in order to replace the seatbelts, they had to disassemble the system, and it required you to buy these other tensioners, I think, and but they were like a couple $100 a piece. And I'm like, this is so dumb. Why would you recall the seatbelts and then charge me for this that's required to do the work? Anyways, long story short, I said, I'm done with you guys. I'm never buying another Oldsmobile/GM/Chevy product again because they could not meet me halfway. So anyways, and I have a lot more to say about this, but I would say, boycott who you want to boycott. But it's going to be difficult to boycott or to have others boycott it unless you really can convince them that's necessary. So anyways, more to follow on that. Hope you guys have a great, blessed day. God bless.